Alright, so if you look close on the tree, little black stuff is kind of a fungus, um, or a mold, or whatever you want to call it. And that happens just because the tree's staying too wet. It's under a sprinkler system, it gets watered a few times a day. Um, this time of year, it's just better to keep it moist and let it dry out and get burnt up. So I'm going to show real quick um, the tools I use to kind of clean that up. One being an old brush. This mixture is just a diluted simple green solution that was already pre-diluted, and I added additional water to it. I probably used a cap of diluted for like cleaning supplies, and then I added at least a cup and a half of water. So I'm just gonna show real quick, kind of brushing. It's not real rocket science, but yeah. So let's see how this goes. See if it helps anybody. Um, and we'll go from there. All right. Not rocket science. When you're using a cleaning solution, you do want to try and avoid as much as possible getting a lot of it into the soil. And all trees, at some point, are going to have some kind of issue. Um, the one thing you can kind of do in advance to prevent some of this is using neem oil, which is a good product, covered in crap right now. And you can pick it up at Home Depot and Lowe's, and I'm sure there's places that sell it online. But the goal here is just to get all the funk off the tree. And now that we've thinned it out, opened it up, it'll allow for a little less of this build up. The hardest part on these is doing the smaller branches, but those are also the ones most prone to, when this stuff really gets built up, to rotting out, and also to kind of smothering a tree. So you want to make sure you're getting those as best you can to clean it up as you're working the tree. And today we're still on the dwarf black olive. Just cleaning up. If you look closely, this was one of the original cuts I took off to develop the tree in more of a slanted state rather than a straight up state. I like my trees to have a little bit of funk to them. Now, try to think of things that are beneficial that I've learned that can save you a little bit of hassle and learning yourself. Sometimes it's easier to listen to somebody that's been there, done that, than it is to go through the process of doing it yourself, find out it wasn't going to work anyway. Now, one other trick to this, that's what I was trying to remember, is gonna make sure the tree's wet. When you're trying to take off this black funky mold and it's dry, it becomes a lot harder to get it off than it would be if the tree had a little bit more moisture on it. Hi, Momos. It's gonna be funny if nobody can hear the cows mooing in the background. They just think I lost my mind. Got airplanes flying over, cows mooing in the background, a water sprinkler going, and me trying to talk. Now some people will use a wire brush, and when you're really brushing a tree that can take that, generally that would be a real dense bark tree, and one with more grooves. This really doesn't have a lot of dense bark. Most of it's really smooth, so cleaning it up, this really is the most effective way, and you're not damaging the tree. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just, once I get everything scrubbed off sufficiently for my taste, I'll just take a hose to it, clean it, get the rest of the stuff off, any of the extra soap, trying to get watered down or cleaner. Yep, that's it. I'm gonna go take it over and rinse it off and call it a day. Have a good day.